Okay, so one of the bail boxes, I happen to notice something that's got the words Bail Electronic Services, and I thought, let's have a look at that. And of course, it's a Yc500E, E for Echo. Now, follow me with this. I've got a Yc500J, I've got a Yc500, something else, sorry, it's not an E. I'm trying to remember what the other one is now. I have to go and have a look at it in a minute. Anyway, I don't have an E, so I'm really not sure what the significance of that is. Anyway, so what I've done, I've just put an FM signal together over here on the HP8924C of 146.5. We're putting in about minus 15 dBm. Should be enough just to sort of trigger this if it's working. So we're going to find out, aren't we? I keep doing this. I should test these things first, to be honest. I just thought, oh well, we'll do it live. See what it comes up with. Okay, 146.499. So after sitting for a very, very long time, I would say maybe a little bit of a cowl because it's sort of tipping 498, 499. And I can tell you now, my mate 7RX set this thing up and oh, it's good. It's very good. I nearly sold it recently and he slammed me. He absolutely slammed me. He said, "Where you know you're just going to buy another one day. Where are you going to get it from?" And I thought, he's right. These things are, by the way, look, I'm not going to sell this one, but the 8924C is fantastic as a tool for doing this sort of stuff. So certainly, if you see one come up, they're not getting any easier to get. Okay, well, let's have a look. That's stabilizing a bit. Now, this could be the warm-up on this device here. I said calibrate just before, but you know it's been on 30 seconds. But let's look at this warm-up. Now triggering over towards 500. So I would say, you know, these are 1970s that probably should be on for 10 minutes before I do this video, but you know me, I don't do that. I just flick things on. So anyway, if we go over to 146.498.86, and that'll probably keep moving a bit. Yeah, okay. So look, for all intents and purposes, working. What I'm thinking is let's try the HF section of it. Let's put a 10 meg signal in. Okay, so remembering, just to point out, we're, oh sorry, let's be able to see this now. We're on the duplex port here, so we're coming out of duplex here. So pay no attention over here. We're generating a 10 meg signal, minus 17 dBm, and I've already had a look-see, and we're getting a 10 meg signal here, and 999.947 could still be the warm-up, but you know what, I would at the moment obviously trust Bob's calibration on this than I would on something that's 45 years old. So you know, we might, once that's all warmed up, give it a bit of a calibration. But I was about to say that, oh well, we don't need this one because you know we've got 3 of these, and we do. But then I noticed it's an E, and you might say, righto, and I'm going, yes, well I can't really answer what that means at the moment. But the J was definitely a much more high stab model. The original one, I'm going to have to go for a walk, to be honest. We've got them scattered all around the place here. But the original one was Yc500 something. Wish I could remember. I'll probably go for a walk. But this thing's been lying around since the 80s. So we've fired it up in the year 2020. Some 30 plus years since it's last been fired up. And look at that. It's really working well. Apart from the fact that, yeah, it's probably got a bit of warm-up on it, but see that bit there, just have a look there. 999968. Look, it won't be much in it when we go to, like, I'll leave this running and we'll see what the story is. Anyone who knows me knows that I would not be able to go to bed tonight unless I worked out what it's the Yc500S that most people, well, I've seen J's and S's, just haven't seen an E. But yeah, so these, I had to come over to these other ones here for a bit of a walk. I've got a few more of these actually. I've got to sort that out one day. But great old things, aren't they? They really are. Okay, so we're back to the Yc500E, which is running on the bench here. That's come from Bail Agencies or Bail Electronic Services, and you don't know how proud it makes me. I mean, I'd never sell this because it's part of, you know, Fred and Stan and some of the, you know, days that have gone by, and Russell even, to be fair, you know, they've all been a part of this, and it's some great history And when someone says, oh, what's the difference between the E, the J and the S, I'm going to say, well, this one's got the Bail Electronic Services sticker. This was used in their workshop, you know, and they'll go, that's not quite what we meant. I'm going to go, absolutely. But please, if you know the breakdown of the differences between the Yc500 S, J and E, specifically the E, because I remember the J, I think it was just a higher stab that they had in them. But love to know any input. Feel free to feed that back to us because one thing we don't know is it all. We don't know it all. There's no way in the world. And I'm just a history buff that loves looking back into the 60s, 70s and 80s as to, you know, when I came up as an apprentice, and a lot of this is really good old memories for me. But I've got to say, I enjoy a lot of friends who enjoy the same things. So, of course, you know, it's always great talking points. And sure, a bit of equipment goes between us. You know, we swap and horse trade so much stuff, it's not funny. But I can tell you now, I don't deal with anyone who I don't like. You know, the people I have in my life are people I choose to deal with. It's never about the money, couldn't care less about the money. But I tell you what, I meet some of the best people in this industry. You know, I'm a bit old and retired these days, but I tell you what, there's some real, even the new up and comings, there's some real talent out there, and there's some people that are going to be fabulous, you know, sort of, they're going to be the new names, you know, 2020 plus, that's for sure. All right, 73s to you all, and there you go, a Yc500E, direct out of Bail Electronic Services. Had a little sort of rest for 30 plus years, and I know all the people are going to say to me, should have brought it up with the Varactor, should have done, you know what, yes, but I was just ambitious and thought, well, we'll give it a go. We will pull the lids and just check if we've got any caps that look like they're having a hard time, of course, but well, so far so good. All right, 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike, Jack Daniels Whiskey 229, Tangambalanga, Northeast Victoria. Please subscribe, and thanks very much for all your comments. Keep them coming. Always open to suggestions. Thank you. Cheers.